When I started in real estate, I knew nobody. I had no database, no sphere of influence, no connections in the industry, no clients, no track record, just a license and a burning desire to figure it out. And I did figure it out. And then something interesting happened. I started closing deals, good deals, big deals, and I got arrogant. And here's the honest truth. That arrogance was quietly killing my business. I didn't know it at the time. It felt like confidence, but it was not confidence. Confidence is grounded. Arrogance, it's fragile. And fragile things break when the pressure comes. My drumming career taught me something about this long before real estate ever did. When you are behind the kit, on stage, in front of thousands of people, you cannot afford ego. You have to transcend your own thinking and become part of something bigger. You have to see it before you play it. You have to believe it before you execute it. You have to visualize every single moment because the anxiety of performing at that level will swallow you whole if you let it. In real estate, it's the exact same way. The anxiety is real. The pressure, it's real. The self-doubt is real. And if you do not learn to transcend your mindset above all of that, the negative thinking will run your business before you even realize it is happening. Today, I want to talk to you about how to break that pattern. So let's get into it. Here is something that most people do not realize about their own thinking. Most of the thoughts you have today are the same thoughts you had yesterday. And not only are they the same thoughts, they show up at the same exact time in the same pattern, attached to those same emotions. That is why life can start to feel repetitive. You wake up, you check your phone, you look at the market, you compare yourself to other agents, you feel behind, you feel pressure, you feel anxious, and you start the day already carrying that weight. That is not a productivity problem, that is a pattern problem. And until you interrupt that pattern, you will keep producing the same emotional result every single day. I want to share something that completely changed the way I think about self-imposed limitation. Picture a baby elephant, so cute. When it is very young, circus trainers chain it to a small wooden stake in the ground. The baby elephant pulls and pulls and pulls, and it cannot break free. So eventually, it stops trying. It learns that the stake is stronger than it is. Now picture that same elephant fully grown, massive, powerful, one of the strongest animals on the planet, and it is still chained to that same small stake. A stake it could now pull out of the ground without even trying, but it does not try because it learned as a baby that it could not break free, and that belief became its reality. Even when the reality changed, even when it became powerful enough to walk away at any moment, the chain that once held it could no longer hold it physically, but it held it mentally. And I want to ask you something. What stake are you still chained to? What limitation are you still living inside that no longer even belongs to you? What belief did you form early in your life or your career that you are still carrying even though you have grown far beyond it? Because I know what mine was. I started with nothing. No connections, no network, no knowledge, and I formed a belief that I was behind, that I had to prove myself, that I had to fight for everything. And even when I started winning, even when the deals started coming in, even when the business started growing, that old belief was still running quietly in the background, telling me I was not enough, telling me it could all disappear, telling me to hold on tighter, work harder, push more. That belief turned into arrogance, which turned into ego, which turned into the thing that was quietly killing my business until I recognized the stake and decided to stop. Stop letting it hold me. Now here's what negative thinking actually looks like in a real estate career. It sounds like this. I am behind. I am not doing enough. I missed my chance. Other agents are ahead of me. The market is too hard. The leads are not good enough. The timing is wrong. The economy is wrong. My database is not big enough. My social media is not good enough. My business is not where it should be. And here is the danger. If you do not interrupt those thoughts, they start to feel like truth, but they are not always true. A lot of the time, they are just patterns, old stories and old fears, thoughts you have repeated so many times that they feel normal. And this business will expose your mindset every single time. It will expose your discipline. It will expose your consistency. It will expose your confidence. It will expose whether you are living in faith or in fear. And if you are not careful, you can build your entire business around survival instead of possibility. So how do you break the pattern? Well, the first thing to do is stop feeding your mind garbage. Start your morning without media. No news first thing. No doom and gloom scrolling. No random social media. No comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel before your feet even hit the floor, because what you allow into your mind in the morning often sets the tone for the rest of the day. Think of your morning like the opening act of a concert. The opening act sets the energy for the entire night. If the opening act is dark, chaotic, and anxious, the whole show, it just feels off. But if the opening act is focused and energized and intentional, well, the whole night lifts. Your morning is your opening act. Protect it. Pray, meditate, read, walk, work out, journal, review your goals. Do something that puts you in a stronger state before the world starts pulling on you. The second thing is to create daily minimum standards. Not 20 things, not 30 things, a few things, the non-negotiables. What are the 2 or 3 things that, if done every single day, would actually move your life and business forward? Maybe it is making your calls. Maybe it is following up with your database. Maybe it is creating one piece of useful content. Maybe it is exercising. Maybe it is prayer. Maybe it is tracking your money. The point is not to overwhelm yourself. The point is to create standards you can actually keep, because confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. When you keep breaking promises to yourself, you start losing trust in yourself. When you lose trust in yourself, everything feels harder. But when you say, these are my standards, and then you actually live them, it changes. You become more grounded, more focused, less dependent on motivation, more like the person who does what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. That is where real confidence comes in. The third thing is, you gotta pay attention to your self-talk. A lot of people hear the word affirmation and think it sounds cheesy. But whether you believe in affirmations or not, you are already using them. The question is whether they are helping you or hurting you. If you keep saying, I am broke, I am behind, I never get good leads, this market is impossible, people do not want to work with me, those are affirmations too. They are just negative ones. And if you repeat them enough, they become instructions. So start replacing them, not with fake positivity, not with pretending that everything is perfect, but with better truth. I am building, I am learning, I am getting stronger. I know how to create opportunity. I know how to serve people. I know how to recover. I am becoming the person required for the life I am asking for, because the words you repeat shape the person you become. And the fourth thing is gratitude, and this is so important. And I do not mean vague gratitude, I mean specific laser gratitude. Write it down every single morning. Your health, your family, your ability to work, the deal that did close, the client who trusted you, the phone call that went well, the fact that you still have time, the fact that you are still in the game. Gratitude changes your state. You cannot live in deep gratitude and deep negativity at the same exact time. One of them has to lead. And when gratitude leads, your perspective changes. Some agents are having good things happen and they cannot even see them. They get a listing, but they focus on the buyer they lost. They have a great conversation, but they focus on the person who did not call them back. They are so trained to look for what is wrong that they miss what is working. Gratitude brings you back to reality, not fantasy. The reality that some things are hard and some things are still good. So let me tie it all up together. Negative thinking is not weakness, it is a pattern. And patterns can be interrupted. Protect your morning. Create minimum standards daily. Replace negative self-talk with better truth. Practice specific daily gratitude, and remember the elephant. You are not that baby elephant anymore. You have grown. You have learned. You have survived the hard seasons. You have closed deals that once felt impossible. You have served clients who trusted you completely. That stake that once held you can no longer hold you unless you let it. In part 2, we are going to talk about the next 6 steps, including how to clean your environment, how to break the cycle completely, and how to take your business and your future back. You do not want to miss that one. I am Josh Reef. Subscribe and turn on notifications because I drop new content every single week to help you build your real estate career the right way. I'll see you on the next one.